So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. I said get out. Time for you to move along. You keep lingering like this, I'm bound to get nervous. Mr. Vice President. How do you like the sound of that? Madam Vice President. How do you like the sound of that? Speak up. Let me know when you're ready to get your hands dirty, Captain. No more easy jobs, contractor. This colony's got itself a big problem, and I expect you're the one to help me fix it. Dr. Chartrand is the crooked psychopath behind the gas experiments. She sold out her species, and I need you to put a bullet through her skull. This keycard will get you through the front door of her Byzantium estate. Don't ask how I got it. You might not like the answer. Don't think for too long. I want this business tidied up before anyone starts asking questions. I'm on a low-patience, high-stress diet at the moment, Captain. What is it? This is your initiation into a future with sublight. Want a steady position in our ranks? Buy one with a bullet. Finally, a base of our own. Soon we'll have eyes on every corner of the system. Well done, Captain. I've been less than honest with you. Your assignments weren't strictly about the salvage business. You might have figured that out already. We're leaving money on the table as long as that research station isn't ours. Job's yours if you want it. I have another job lined up. Assuming you're still interested in work, you're gonna salvage me a space station. Heliospheric Research Station 1084, to be exact. I want it. Cobwebs and all. Interested? Right now, it's only salvage on paper. Systems and comms have gone dark. Poke around if you're curious why. Here, this override bypass should get you into the station's systems where you can plant my flag. My time's yours. Try not to waste it. Suit yourself. I hate to leave money on the table, so let me know when you're ready for the job. That gas is going to make us a fucking mint. 120-some cubic meters of it, at 1,000,000 bits a pop. You've been keeping busy. I hear you took on some extra work at Fallbrook. That job is still up for grabs, Captain. If you're keen on flying to Stellar Bay, it's yours. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. My gal Catherine will be expecting you. Now get going. Catherine will brief you on the details when you check in with her at Fallbrook. It's exactly 1,000,000 bits per cubic meter. Before you get too excited, the only thing rarer than Alta Vitae gas is a reliable buyer. Ask away, contractor. Come back when you change your mind. I want someone reliable for this job, but I'll settle for someone who's capable. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings, but there's a catch. I like that initiative, but ease back on the throttle. Gladys at the Rest and Go might have what you need. She's a traitor to her species. I'll rest easy once I know she's dead. Easier, anyway. I'd like you to commandeer it on behalf of Sublight Salvage. Plant my company's flag, so to speak. We'll do the rest. My guy in Stellar Bay had a lead on some salvage. Find the lead and bring it to Catherine Malin at Fallbrook. She'll take it from there. Well. Looks like someone's due for a promotion. How does Vice President of Aggressive Acquisitions sound to you, contractor? Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file. Catherine says the factory needs some repairs before it's back to working order, but at least it's under our control. Catherine sounds pleased as a pig in shit over cornering the Borst markets. Catherine doesn't always play nice with others, but it sounds like she and Clive reached some kind of understanding. Hey, when you were at the slaughterhouse, those swine didn't give you any strange looks, did they? Lilya Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere. You clutched those pearls awfully tight for someone flying a dead man's ship. Not a word. Pity. My guy in marketing is about to lose his other thumb. I didn't ask. If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested? Too bad. You know where to find me when you're ready to pursue a respectable career. First, an embargo that's been active ever since the board pulled its forces off-world. Few regulations, plenty of freedom. And second, all the goodies that no one had time to pack. Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore that smartass to factory settings. This isn't an interrogation. As fun as that sounds. One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. A few of my contractors run flights in there and out again, working around the board embargo to keep the community lubricated with a steady supply of booze and unconventional erotica. Byzantium kids with more money than sense can thank Sublight for their good time. When the board pulled out of Monarch, they buried or sealed anything they couldn't carry off-world. Apparently, one of Catherine's teams uncovered an abandoned lab with full tanks of Alta Vitae gas. One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes in the back of your head. Understood? Don't go looking for anything, except salvage. Just watch out. You'll do fine. Probably nothing to worry about. Probably. Could be. Dangerous stuff. Acid for the nuclein in your cells. It's no good to anyone outside of a lab. I see your friend here is the brains of the operation. Good. Every salvage crew needs one. These days, the scrap business all but runs itself. Gives me the time to expand our interests into other sectors, where I can let my hair down. Ask. I have nothing to hide. I don't charge for curiosity. At least, not yet I don't. Sublight occupies a legal blind spot. No one knows what we're licensed to do, and that gives our little business some freedom. But let's not tempt fate. Very. I have this thing about numbers in spreadsheets. Grids in general. I like to think of myself as the last honest businesswoman in Halcyon, but I'll settle for being the most organized one. You weren't followed, were you? I hope not. Make this conversation worth my time, Captain. If this is something Tobias could handle, see yourself out the door. Take this. You've earned it. When we get buyers lined up, I'm gonna buy a gold toilet to shit in. You know what? Fuck it. Enjoy yourself. I invest in the happiness of my workers, and you deserve a bigger cut. I'm probably getting worked up over nothing. Just try not to think about pigs. You never know, you know? Like they were hanging on to your every word, scheming. And when you turned around, maybe they just oinked like innocent little idiots. I knew it. You talk that way to your last boss? Consider yourself on notice. That attitude has no place in a legitimate business like mine. All right, cut the pig shit. You're goddamn right. I hope you kept the Unreliable's engines warm, because I got another job lined up for my new favorite contractor. While the board lets 1084 gather dust, you're gonna swoop in and plant Sublight's flag. Perfectly legit, perfectly legal. Not this time. The board tolerates our business up to a point, and selling off a station full of their old gear and terminals crosses that point. But if we were to move in and commandeer the station as a Sublight salvage remote office, that's a different matter. Legally gray by comparison. More of a squatter situation. And one last thing. When you get there, make sure you aren't followed. We wouldn't want that. You're 2 for 2 on playing dumb so far, Captain. Not a good start. Hey, careful with the C word around here. I like to keep things above board, and that kind of talk only makes trouble. Our field is persuasive acquisitions. At least that's how my legal advisors tell me to phrase it. Not all of our salvage is abandoned when we find it. Sometimes it takes a polite conversation and a shot across the bow. You know, legal formalities. Good boy. Knew you'd understand. Good girl. Knew you'd understand. Your words, not mine. Thank you. I work hard to keep it that way. I'm on the heels of something big. Play your cards right and I'll clue you in, but right now, I'm not sure who I can trust. Just be careful. Someone might try and use you to get to me. I'm being smart. Try it sometime. Glad we understand each other. Both. Neither. Right now, it's safer if I keep you in the dark. Nothing's wrong. And if you think something's wrong, you should unthink it right now. You're concerned about me. I get it. It's cute. But I'm your boss. If I ever seem uneasy or stressed or existentially horrified, that'll be my business until I decide to involve you. Want to run that by me again? I'm juggling 2 jobs, a case of the shakes, and a contractor who asks too many questions. No, of course not. Why? What have you heard? What did they tell you? For the record, everything's fine. F-I-N-E, fine. Apology accepted. Bullshit. If I kept a spreadsheet of my concerns, which I do, company loyalty wouldn't be on it, which it isn't. Good. That means you're listening. I'll say this. When you're on a job, if you find yourself confronted with something your mind can't quite process, don't try and fight it. You just run. Understand? That's good. With any luck, we won't need to bring this up again. You have an eye for patterns. Good. We need more contractors like you. How does an executive-level promotion sound? You can give yourself a raise. Before we go any further, I want you to keep an open mind. Can you do that for me, Captain? Aliens. I'm talking about aliens. They're the ones responsible for the deaths at 1084, and who knows what else. We have to put a stop to it. I'm saying it's aliens. I'm not asking you to like it. I'm not even asking you to believe it. But I need to act on this threat to the colony, and I can't do it alone. Hear me out. I assume you have questions? You took that better than I thought. Remember what I said about keeping an open mind? If we're gonna see this through, I'll need your trust and commitment. Now's the time for setting doubts aside. Ask yourself why a skeleton crew was studying that Alta Vitae gas in secret. Ask yourself why stockpiles were hidden on a planet full of monsters. No, they were hiding something the colony isn't ready to know. That's right. Up until now, I've kept you in the dark for your protection, and more importantly, mine. But I'd like to think we've earned each other's trust. After the Monarch job, I started connecting the dots. I didn't like the picture. Then what we found at Station 1084 confirmed my fears. Conspiracy. One carried out with the help of human collaborators, assuming they haven't all been replaced. I'll have those dismantled. You can never be too careful when moving into someone else's territory. Technically, you did. Among other things, Sublight is a charity, legally speaking. Or so my lawyers tell me. It's a tax thing. Here, just take the bits. First, I need to get something off my chest. I'm thinking more along the lines of the sapient species paradox. Glad to know it, Captain. Maybe the worst. Wrong. I think it's about intelligent life discovering us. This is an invasion of our very cells. That damned gas is mixing our nucleon with halcyon biology to twist us, change us, make us more like those monsters on Monarch. Sharing my findings took a calculated risk. If you were a spy, I doubt you'd even realize it. Only your cells would know. If you don't believe me, go pay a visit to the puppet master who's working against her own kind. Probably nothing to worry about, as long as you don't start growing tentacles or slowing down time. Tobias, get my knife. The big one. That was a joke. Ha ha. We each get one. Now, back to business. Just think of it as salvaging hope from the smoking wreckage of humanity. By now, the other side knows what you're doing. Don't trust anything Chartrand says. She's compromised down to the bone. Maybe even deeper than that. She's a research scientist and a damn good one. Before UDL poached her, she engineered a 0.2% increase in cystipig juiciness. Catherine heard I was taking you on full-time and sent along a present of her own. I've had it delivered to your ship. One of my guys filmed a Raptidon grinding on an automech. Didn't end well for anyone, including the cameraman. Catherine is tied up with other matters, and I don't want her bothered. I told her I'd be sending my best fixer. Try and play the part. Not as much as I'd like. The board dispatched it to Earth on a resupply mission, I think. Why? You're a strange one. But maybe that's why I like you. Interesting. It's possible the board wanted the cruiser to disregard ancillary tasks. But to what end? I'll have someone look into it. But for the moment, we're pissing in the wind and shooting in the dark. Considering how you get around, you'll probably find answers before I do. I'm not laughing, Captain. They got Tobias already. I won't let them get me too. Now she's doing the same thing with humanity. Her fingerprints were all over Station 1084. You saw what she did to her team. We're far beyond theories. Chartrand's logs, the gas, the suspension tanks, how much proof do you need? Wake up, Captain. An invasion needs collaborators working from the shadows. She has access to the board, unlimited funds, and a colony full of sheep. Well, of course. We're a legitimate business, remember? And legitimate businesses have loads of vice presidents. Or so I'm told. From now on, the board will think twice before fucking with Lilya Hagen, savior of humanity. I seriously doubt it, considering that I spend my days behind a desk, and you get all the fun salvage jobs. You've certainly earned it, my blood-soaked rising star. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species? Or are we finished here? Out of my office. We're done. You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Seeing as you're the first one to complain about my paranoia, have you ever considered that you might be the problem? Oh, sure. I'll get right on it. Everyone hear that? Yeah. This guy's getting a letter of referral. Oh, sure. I'll get right on it. Everyone hear that? Yeah, this gal's getting a letter of referral. Be seeing you. Make sure you aren't followed on your way out. Few laws and even fewer people to enforce them. If you're working for the right side, it's a fucking paradise. Huh. If you haven't seen an assault cruiser before, I'll tell you this much. They don't just go missing. That's like losing a moon. Glad to hear it, Captain. Ask any questions you want, but I'm eager to get started. No kidding. That's how they want it. When I lined up the evidence in my spreadsheet, there was only one possible conclusion looking back at me. This is my data talking, not my anxiety or lack of sleep. Catherine? No. Not my Catherine. Damn. She was one of a kind. A real hard-ass. I'll miss her. I hope she went down fighting. Check her terminal after you visit Stellar Bay. Maybe she logged something about the salvage. Since Catherine's out of the picture, tracking down the salvage is up to you. Hopefully she wrote herself a reminder. It's simple work for a rookie. Head over to Fallbrook by way of Stellar Bay. My contact had a lead on some valuable salvage before she died. Attaboy. Attagirl. I've got a lot on my mind, but it's nothing that concerns you. At least, not yet. I heard about that. While my lawyers scratch their heads wondering how we deal with human salvage, I'm leaving the researchers in hibernation. You and I have stumbled onto something big. Something none of us were meant to know. You call that an open mind? All right. Here goes. It's cute that you'd think that about me. You've got me all wrong. I just want to add savior of humanity to my resume. I've got ambitions outside of this office, you know. Besides, this way Sublight gets first dibs on alien salvage. You don't just turn down an exclusive deal on extraterrestrial scrap. That's amateur shit. No kidding. The board sure wanted that place kept secret, and not just because of the pricey salvage. Oh, so you don't know. Good. This is all very complicated, but you should watch out, in general. Don't trust anyone, including me. You're a fast learner. I like that. You're getting good at that. Be careful out there, contractor. Don't step on any toes unless you're ready for a fight. Huh. That's new. When the board wants to experiment on colonists, they usually just release an exclusive line of products. It takes deep pockets to move a research staff off-world. I'd bet you my desk they were mixing more than just soft drink flavors. Terrific. That go-getter initiative will carry you far in Sublight. Wow, that sounds spooky as fuck. And frankly, I'm a little jealous. Damn, now I've got to see that for myself. Morbid curiosity gets the better of me every time. At least one system on Groundbreaker still works. Charmed. Catherine had a lot on her plate. Before she kicked the bucket, I promised I'd send a good fixer. I keep my promises. Be sure to mention that in your travels. We could use the free advertising. Don't spend all those bits in one place. Or if you do, make it count. That's the Sublight way. Well, if there's nothing else, I need to review some applications. Seeing as I just lost my best contractor. We'll get back to business as usual when this is behind us. Promise. A little advice. Before you start telling lies, get a feel for who you're talking to. If there's anything else, be quick about it. Time is bits. The crew is skeptical. That's good. I don't want you walking into the unknown with blindfolds on. Do you usually come across innocent people trapped in suspension tanks? Because some of us would call that excessive. Remember, the tanks were just the shit she left behind. Just imagine the experiments she carted off to her next lab. Well, there's your usual fee. What else do you want, a promotion? It's yours. Even better. I'll owe you one. If you don't want the job, just walk away. I'm giving you first dibs because you've seen what's at stake. Monarch isn't exactly a walk down the lanes of Byzantium. But here you are with all your limbs attached. Call me impressed, contractor. Damn, poor bastard. Maybe he wasn't my brightest, maybe he wasn't the most qualified, but he was family. Sure is. Welcome aboard, contractor. No one you saw, anyway. Glad to see you're looking out for yourself. I guess you're just one of the lucky ones. Look on the bright side. You just started and you're already on the path to a promotion. Aside from the automated security, did you meet any resistance at the station? I knew it. They've been shadowing us since Monarch. Maybe even longer. Why would they leave an asset like that unprotected? Unless... Could the station be a trap? Unlikely. But possibly. One more thing to consider. Watch yourself in Stellar Bay, Captain. If you think this neighborhood is rough, Monarch will chew you to shreds. Don't forget about the research station. A score this big comes once a career, and only if you're lucky. Is it done? I see. If you need directions to Byzantium, it's the big fancy one. Can't miss it. At least one of your crew can keep an open mind. But this isn't some aetherwave serial millstone. This is reality. This opportunity won't come around again, Captain. You and I have different notions of fun, Dr. Fenhill. Did you now? How's Cedric carrying on? Did he ever fix that sign for his hotel? The Grand Colonial? Pity. Doing pretty well for himself was never good enough for Cedric. Huh. Surprising. Cedric always did obsess over appearances. Sublight Underground was Cedric's brainchild. He wanted to launch his own enterprise, be his own boss. But he didn't want to relinquish the Sublight name, or the resources, or the connections. So, off he goes to Eridanos, running his own satellite operation up in the clouds. If you're trying to get a rise out of me, it won't work. Cedric's enemies, like his affairs, were his responsibility. I did notice a curious delay in his last payment. I'll miss the profit more than I'll miss him. I don't mind the guy. I think he's misguided. He makes bits, I'll give him that. But he's too desperate for legitimacy. Cedric wants to sit with the board, so he tries to look the part. Runs a clean hotel, a nice spaceport. Problem is, he makes himself too visible. Puts a target on his back. You want to know what happens if you win a seat on the board? You won't always have the adjutant backing you. Good guess. Having a seat on the board means 3 things. Bureaucracy, politics, and licking boots. Huh. I guess that's just one thing. Wise attitude. Cedric could have learned a thing or two from you. Cedric tries to play the game, but he's reckless. He antagonizes Rizzo's, tries to prove he's better. But Rizzo's is old money. Old money has old friends. Cedric doesn't have old friends, but if he wins a seat on the board, he's gonna make a lot of brand new enemies. That's understandable. Slug is intended to be a satellite of Sublight, but Cedric's getting brazen. He's trying to eclipse me. Cedric may be on the other side of Halcyon, but he's still in my sights. You learn to shake hands while holding a knife behind your back. Sublight has arrived. Hey, kid. A little bird told me you could use our help. I said I owed you one, and I always pay my debts. Go bust some heads, and tell him Lilya sent you. We're not about to leave our favorite vice president hung out to dry, are we, contractors?